Every Rolls-Royce is hand-built, but some of them don't officially exist. No catalog page, no press release, no public record of the commission, just a car. Built for one person, to their exact specification, by a team of craftspeople who will never discuss what they made or who they made it for. And here's what most people don't understand about Rolls-Royce. The car you've seen on the street, the one parked outside a hotel, or sitting in a rap video. That's not the top of this world. That's the entry point. The real Rolls-Royce story doesn't happen in showrooms. It happens in private rooms, in conversations that take months between clients and craftspeople who treat a car the way a tailor treats a suit. Except the suit costs $3 million and takes 2 years to build. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 7 levels of Rolls-Royce. From the first model a new client walks into a dealership to buy, all the way up to coach-built one-offs that will never be replicated. Because most people think this is a car brand. It isn't. It's the closest thing the automotive world has to a private atelier. And once you understand how it actually works, you'll never look at a Rolls-Royce the same way again. Let's get into it. Level 1. The entry point. Rolls-Royce Ghost. About $350,000. Every journey into this world starts somewhere. And for most new Rolls-Royce clients, that somewhere is the Ghost. Now let's be clear about something right away. Calling the Ghost an entry-level Rolls-Royce is a little like calling a Michelin 3-star restaurant the budget option because it's cheaper than a private chef. The Ghost starts at around $350,000. It is, by any normal standard, an extraordinary object. But within the Rolls-Royce family, it occupies a specific role. It's the most understated model in the lineup, smaller than the Phantom, less theatrical than the Cullinan, designed, deliberately, to be driven rather than chauffeur-driven. The Ghost is Rolls-Royce for someone who wants to arrive without announcing themselves. The current Ghost is built on an all-aluminum space frame architecture. It has an illuminated fascia, a dashboard panel embedded with 152 LED stars that creates the effect of looking into a night sky from inside the car. The suspension uses cameras to read the road surface ahead and adjust the dampers before the wheel even hits the imperfection. These are not features. They are solutions to problems most car manufacturers don't even think to address. At level 1, you're buying into the brand for the first time. You're learning the language. You're understanding what a Rolls-Royce actually is compared to everything else you've driven. And for most people, the Ghost is the point of no return. Because once you've been inside one, everything else feels like a compromise. Level 2. The statement. Rolls-Royce Cullinan, about $400,000. If the Ghost is the introvert of the Rolls-Royce family, the Cullinan is the opposite. The Cullinan is Rolls-Royce's SUV. And when it launched in 2018, a lot of people in the automotive world were skeptical. An SUV from Rolls-Royce. It felt wrong. It felt like a contradiction. Then it sold extremely well, and it kept selling. And now it accounts for a significant portion of Rolls-Royce's total revenue. Because it turns out that the clients who want a Rolls-Royce also want to drive it everywhere. To ski resorts, to private airstrips, to estates with long gravel driveways and uneven terrain, and no other car in the world offers that capability at this level of refinement. The Cullinan is named after the largest gem-quality rough diamond ever found, 3,106 carats, discovered in South Africa in 1905. That name is doing a lot of work. It's telling you exactly what this car is supposed to represent, something enormous, rare, and impossibly valuable in its uncut state. Inside, the Cullinan can be configured with a lounge seating rear, 2 individual seats separated by a fixed center console, more private jet than automobile, or with a viewing suite, a rear compartment that opens to reveal 2 fold-out chairs and a deployable table designed for watching events from the back of the car with the tailgate open, a watching suite. In a car. That tells you everything you need to know about who this is built for. At level 2, the Cullinan is where clients who want presence choose to live. It's visible in a way the Ghost isn't. It fills a room, or a street, in a way very few vehicles can. And for a certain kind of client, that visibility is precisely the point. Level 3. The icon. Rolls-Royce Phantom. About $500,000. The Phantom is not a car. It's an institution. It has been in continuous production in one form or another since 1925. Every head of state, every monarch, every film star, every industrialist who has ever needed to move through the world with absolute authority has either owned one or been driven in one. The Phantom is the reference point against which every other luxury car in history has been measured, and it earns that status every generation. The current Phantom, the 8th generation, is built around a feature called the gallery. The entire dashboard is a single, uninterrupted pane of glass, stretching the full width of the car, behind which the client can commission almost anything to be displayed. Rolls-Royce has installed everything from hand-painted porcelain to botanical specimens, to custom sculptures, to musical instruments, to bespoke artworks created specifically for the car's interior. The dashboard of a Phantom is literally a display case, a curated object inside a moving room. The Phantom also carries the most significant silent statement in automotive design, the spirit of ecstasy. That small, forward-leaning figure on the bonnet has been on Rolls-Royce cars since 1911. She can be finished in chrome, gold, or illuminated. On certain commissions, she's been sculpted in custom poses. And on every Phantom, she retracts automatically into the bonnet at the touch of a button, or when the car detects a threat. Even Even the mascot has a security system. At level 3, you're not just buying a car, you're buying a century of weight. The Phantom communicates something that money alone cannot manufacture: permanence. And for clients at this level, that's worth more than any specification sheet. Level 4. The drophead Rolls-Royce Dawn and Wraith, about $400,000, $450,000. Rolls-Royce has always understood that some of its clients don't want to be enclosed. The Dawn and the Wraith, the convertible and the fastback coupe, exist for a different kind of Rolls-Royce owner, younger in spirit if not always in age. Someone who wants the brand but wants movement with it, not a rival. Journey. The Dawn is the most open Rolls-Royce. Its roof folds away in 22 seconds, silently, at speeds up to 31 miles per hour. When it's down, the car becomes something completely different, more emotional, more exposed, more about the experience of driving than the statement of arriving. The hood lining is one of the most carefully engineered fabrics in automotive history, triple layered and acoustically tuned to reduce wind noise even at highway speed. The Wraith is the coupe. 2 doors, a fastback roofline, and the most powerful engine Rolls-Royce has ever put in a production car. It's the sports car of the lineup, which, in Rolls-Royce terms, means it accelerates with effortless authority rather than mechanical aggression. There's no drama, there's no noise. It simply moves. Both models attract a specific kind of personalization. The Starlight headliner. 1,340 hand-woven fiber optic strands in the roof lining that recreate a specific night sky. Was originally designed for the Ghost, but has become synonymous with the Dawn and Wraith because clients choose these cars specifically to be seen under open skies. Some clients have had their own specific night sky mapped and installed. The stars visible from the location where they met their partner. The sky above the city where they were born. These are not options in a brochure. These are conversations. What ownership actually costs. Before we go further, let's talk about what owning a Rolls-Royce actually involves, because the purchase price is just the beginning. A Rolls-Royce service. A standard annual maintenance visit starts at around $5,000 and scales significantly based on the model and age. The tires on a Phantom are custom specification, noise canceling, and cost several $100s each. The paint on a Rolls-Royce, and we'll get into this at level 5, can add tens of thousands of dollars to the price of a new car. Insurance on a Rolls-Royce is a separate conversation entirely. A Phantom insured for agreed value in a major city can cost $20,000 to $30,000 a year. Some coach-built models are insured for figures that aren't publicly discussed. And then there's depreciation, or rather the absence of it at the top levels. Standard production Rolls-Royces depreciate. Bespoke and coach-built Rolls-Royces, increasingly, do not. The rarest commissions, the ones we'll reach at level 6 and 7, have sold at auction for multiples of their original price. Because scarcity, combined with provenance, combined with the knowledge that the exact car can never be made again, creates a different kind of value entirely. Keep that in mind. Level 5. Bespoke. Any model, fully commissioned. This is where Rolls-Royce stops being a car company and starts being something else entirely. Every Rolls-Royce is bespoke to some degree. Every client chooses paint, leather, wood veneer, headliner, embroidery. But at level 5, bespoke stops meaning choose from the options and starts meaning tell us what you want and we'll figure out how to make it. The Rolls-Royce Bespoke division employs over 1,600 craftspeople. They can match paint to literally anything. A client's favorite flower, a specific sunset, a swatch of fabric from a jacket. The color library contains over 44,000 options. If a client brings in a physical object, Rolls-Royce will spectrally analyze it and formulate a paint to match. The leather atelier processes over 400 hides a year, each one inspected by hand. Natural markings, scars, insect bites, variations in texture, are mapped and cut around. The hides used in a single Rolls-Royce interior travel up to 130,000 stitches of embroidery in some commissions. The wood veneers are another world entirely. Rolls-Royce sources rare burr walnut, piano black lacquer, open-pore natural grain. But for bespoke clients, they go further. They have used reclaimed wood from 5,000-year-old bog oak. They have inlaid meteorite fragments into dashboard panels. They have installed clock faces from 18th century antique timepieces into the center console. And the gallery. The glass dashboard in the Phantom becomes at level 5 a commission in itself. Rolls-Royce has partnered with contemporary artists, jewelers, architects, and sculptors to create one-of-a-kind installations that live behind that glass. Some of those installations are worth more than the cars that surround them. At level 5, you're not buying a car with options. You're commissioning a moving artwork. And the process, the conversations, the material selections, the back and forth between client and craftsperson can take a year or more before the car even begins to be built. Level 6. Coach-built collection. $1 million, $2,000, 000 plus. In the early days of the automobile, you didn't buy a complete car. You bought a chassis and an engine. And then you took it to a coach builder who built the body to your specification. Rolls-Royce brought that tradition back. In 2017, they unveiled the Sweptail, a one-of-one commission built for a single, unnamed client. A long, sweeping fastback body, hand-formed in aluminum with a panoramic glass roof and an interior unlike anything in production automotive history. The car took 4 years to build. It sold for a reported $13 million. It was the most expensive new car ever sold at that point. And it opened a door. Since then, Rolls-Royce's coachbuilt division has produced a series of named collections. Boat Tail, Arcadia, La Rose Noire Droptail. Each one a limited series of 3 to 5 cars, each one representing a year or more of work, each one selling for between $1 and $30 million. The Boat Tail is the most famous. 3 cars, designed around the aesthetic of a J-class racing yacht. Each one different. Each one built for a specific client. One of them contains a custom champagne fridge, a parasol housing, and a pair of bespoke Rolls-Royce branded deck chairs that fold out from the rear of the car. Designed for the client to sit beside their boat at the harbor, watching the race. This is not automotive engineering. This is theater, made from aluminum and leather and hand-stitched silk. At level 6, the car is no longer transport. It's the most personal object a craftsperson can build for someone who has, in material terms, everything. Level 7. The private commission. No catalog, no price. Level 7 doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a brochure. It doesn't have a price. It has a phone call. At the very top of what Rolls-Royce will do, quietly, privately, without press releases, are commissions that never enter the public record. Cars built for clients whose identities are never disclosed, to specifications that will never be replicated, using materials and techniques that exist nowhere else in automotive history. These are not limited editions. They are not part of any collection. They are singular objects. The automotive equivalent of the one-of-one watch commission, the private portrait, the estate-scale architectural project that no one outside the principals will ever fully know. Some of these cars use materials sourced over years, rare woods, stones, metals, that the client has accumulated themselves and brought to the atelier with specific instructions. Some incorporate objects of personal significance, family heirlooms worked into the interior, metals from a specific mine, silk from a specific country. Rolls-Royce does not discuss these commissions. The craftspeople who work on them sign agreements. The cars move in private transport. They are insured privately. They are never photographed publicly. They exist, completely, outside the visible market. And here is the thing that defines level 7 across every luxury vertical we cover on this channel. At level 1 you choose what's available. At level 7, what's available is whatever you can imagine, and whatever the best craftspeople in the world can execute. The Rolls-Royce at level 7 isn't a car. It's a document. An object that says, more precisely than any words could, exactly who commissioned it, what they valued, and how they wanted to move through the world. And it will outlast them. Here's what this brand actually is, underneath the paint and the leather and the spirit of ecstasy. Rolls-Royce is a bet on permanence in a world that increasingly doesn't believe in it. Every other luxury car brand competes on performance, on technology, on lap times and horsepower figures and 0 to 60 numbers. Rolls-Royce has never competed on any of those terms. They compete on one thing only, the conviction that how something is made, the time taken, the hands involved, the intention behind every decision, is worth more than any specification a machine could produce. And the market, at the very top, agrees. Because the people who can afford anything have concluded that the rarest thing in the world isn't money. It isn't even access, it's craft. Real craft. Human craft. The kind that takes years to learn and a lifetime to master and produces objects that a machine could never replicate. That's what you're buying at level 7. Not a car. Not a status symbol. Proof that this kind of making still exists. And the resources to ask for it. If this changed how you think about what a car can actually be, subscribe to Scale Brief. Every week we break down a world most people see from the outside and never fully understand. Drop a comment below. Which level of Rolls-Royce would you commission? And what would you put in the gallery? And before you go, I want to know what you want to see next. We have a lot of worlds left to break down. Private jets, superyachts, private islands, mansions, art collecting, and much more. Drop a comment and tell me which one you want next. Because the next video is going to be whatever this community asks for. See you there.